Hey guys, GameDog here, and welcome to somewhat of a channel update, because as of late, I've been thinking of making some changes to what exactly I upload, as well as how often I do so. Before I start, however, I'd like to explain a little bit about my current content, both as a refresher and for newcomers of the channel, because I know some of you came from that top 5 Danganronpa video. Okay, so on my channel, I've personally began to separate the videos I make into 3 categories. The first categories are videos I call the unedited Let's Plays. These are videos that I more often than not just record, typically blind as well, and then upload wholesale with no more post-production aside from just skimming through the video. These make up the majority of the videos going up right now. The second category are what I call the edited Let's Plays. These are projects that are still Let's Plays, but with a lot more planning put into them. These are games that I keep notes on before and while playing. I do little editing tricks and typically go for 100%. Stuff like my Dragon Warrior LP from a couple years ago, the Shining Force game I did, as well as just about anything I do with my sister would count as this. The third category are what I call the video essays. These are those big videos I make every few months that are typically very in-depth on an oddly specific topic, and often take a very, very long time to create. Examples of this would be my quantum theory and narrative video, that political commentary analysis I did, and that most recent video I made, the listicle of my top 5 favorite and least favorite Danganronpa trials. So I have been making videos for about 8 years now, and I've been making daily content for about 4 of those years. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've been able to make daily content for that long. However, as of late, I've been feeling a little burnt out by it all. Now, I understand how much of a first world problem it is to say you're burnt out by playing games for the internet, but oh my goodness, I just haven't felt the spark in quite some time, if that makes sense. If you listen to some of my more recent recordings, you might notice that I just sound more tired than usual, and this is kind of the reason why. I love making videos, however, and I want to start focusing more on making quality videos, as opposed to just tired Let's Plays to pump out on a daily basis. I don't want to quit Let's Plays, however, I do enjoy making these, but I just feel like I just feel kind of drained, and like if I'm going to get that spark back, I gotta spread these out a bit and put more editing effort into them to make it so I feel more satisfied with the final product. So my idea is that over time, I'm going to start phasing out how often I do unedited Let's Plays. So basically, the daily video format will probably disappear. I mean, I'll still do some of them from time to time, particularly if it's a game I've been looking forward to, like with Ni no Kuni 2 and Wandersong, or if it's a specific request from a dev, because I do still occasionally get those. I feel this is a good compromise for 2 reasons. Firstly, it'll clear up a lot of the fluff on my channel, basically more quality over quantity, and secondly, it'll give me more time to work on those big videos and heavily edited Let's Plays that are received so well. Hopefully people will be fine with this. Oh, and before anyone asks this too, Danball Updates is not going anywhere. I feel it's a staple to the channel, and at this point it feels weird just to get rid of it. You know, I actually have a Google Docs list of ideas for videos and Let's Plays I want to make. Lots of different topics, lots of different tones and variety. I'm planning to go on a very, very experimental journey in 2019 as far as this channel is concerned, and I'm hoping it goes well. I mean, I guess I could talk a little bit about some upcoming projects. I mean, it's the least I could do if I'm going to stop daily content, you know, just so you have an idea of what's to come. Well, the next big video that I'm actually working on is a review of Deltarune, the Undertale successor. I technically started it before I did the LP with my sister because I thought we weren't going to do that. So the video might be a tad redundant compared to that Let's Play, but you know what? I've already put in a bit of effort into it, so let's just finish up and see how it goes. The video I want to work on after that is a review of a game called Judged for Crime. It's another game by Tumio Lane, who's made a ton of projects I've done LPs for, and then after that is a little bit of a mystery RPG Maker game. I don't want to say what it is right now, but let's just say that while it doesn't look like my kind of game necessarily, I feel I could spin a pretty funny video out of it. In terms of videos that aren't reviews, the next huge project I want to work on is a massive video about the symbolism and themes of a game called Harvester. If you've never heard of this one before, it's one of those weird gory FMV games from the 90s. However, I've always felt that it's a game that's a lot deeper than it appears on the surface. Everything from its themes to the general thesis to even its release date makes this a title that I've always wanted to take a deeper look at. If you're curious as to what this game is and want to know about it more right now, I've actually Let's Played this one with my sister, and honestly, it might be my favorite Let's Play I've ever done to date. Seriously, if you watch any Let's Play of mine this year, I implore you to make it this one because I am so happy with how it turns out. Or with how it turned out. Another big video I want to make after this is something I plan to title Politics in Narrative. It'd be structured a bit similarly to my quantum theory and narrative video, but instead with politics as its major theme. You know, I think I've proven that I can talk about politics on this channel without pissing too many people off, so heck, let's try it again. I'm actually pretty interested in politics. In fact, this in-narrative thing is kind of something I want to turn to a series. A series in which I take an oddly specific topic and then discuss how to efficiently write it into a story. Some ideas I have so far include metafiction in narrative, which would discuss what it is, how to recognize it, and how to write it. Religion in narrative, which would talk about what makes a religion, how to create your own fictional one, and how to write within the confines of an existing one while staying faithful to it. Another idea I had was gender in narrative, which would discuss different cultural views on gender roles and how you can recognize and understand them, as well as tips on writing transgendered characters in a way that's respectful, realistic, and simultaneously doesn't come off as if you're doing it just for progressive brownie points. Heck, even outside of that, I have a lot of video ideas. Like, I want to make a video comparing Ni no Kuni to its sequel, because they do feel like two separate games to me. I want to make a class and boss guide for Stick Ranger. I want to make a video about how Chrono Cross has always felt more like a medieval Earthbound-like than just a normal RPG to me. Heck, I might even try movie reviews. Now, I'm no IHE or YMS, nor am I really that much of a film buff, but there are a few particular movies that I either have a strong opinion on or have something interesting or funny to say about it, at least in my opinion. Like, as an immediate example, and I might only be thinking of this one now because it's the holiday season, but I've always wanted to make a little review of a movie called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was a movie I loved as a kid, and even to this day, it might be my favorite holiday special. I wasn't a family that just kind of watched it every year when it came on around Christmas time. However, sometime last year, on a whim, I thought it'd be fun to rewatch it, and oh my god, I never realized it until now, but this movie has some serious so bad it's good quality to it.
Now, what's this nonsense here, Bucks? After all, yeah!
Like, what? That's the take they went with, and that's how they decided to animate it? I kid you not, something weird like this happens like every 5 minutes, and it's just the funniest thing to me. And ever since that viewing, I wanted to make somewhat of a retrospective to both appreciate and poke fun at this timeless classic. Another film I've always wanted to make a video on is A Series of Unfortunate Events, which is the first and to this day only film to ever offend me on a personal level, and I need to share why. The final set of films I want to do a video on is a series of movies I've been dubbing the Ralph Bakshi collection in my notes. If you don't know who Ralph Bakshi is, he's one of those guys who's always wanted to see just how far you could push the boundaries in animation by making a number of films targeted exclusively towards adults that often provide commentary on very controversial topics such as sex, racism, and even Nazism. Some of his movies include Wizards, Coonskin, Cool Worlds, Heavy Traffic, which, by the way, is my personal favorite film from the guy. Heck, even his breakout film Fritz the Cat was notable for being the first animated film to ever receive an X rating. As someone who's always had a soft spot for creators who aren't afraid to be a little controversial, I have a lot of respect for the guy as a creator, and I have always wanted to do some kind of huge mega review of all of his most notorious films. Man, I'm getting a bit off topic. Suffice to say though, I have a lot of crazy video concepts that I want to work on starting like right now. I don't think I'll ever abandon Let's Plays as a medium, but I want to try new things, and I want the freedom to have more time to work on them as well. This is my promise for 2019, my New Year's resolution, if you will, and I'm one of those guys who actually keeps those, by the way. I'll stop focusing so much on daily uploads and sticking to a schedule, and instead spend more time creating higher quality content I'm sure all of you will love in the end. As for the state of the channel right now, well, my sister and I are playing Deltarune right now, and after that's over, I have one more game I want to play that's currently planned, an RPG Maker title called Code Paradox that the dev requested I play. And then there's Danganronpa V3, which will wrap up sometime in February, and as of right now, that's all I have planned for Let's Plays. This is going to be a pivotal moment for my channel, and I hope things go well. And in the meantime, while I work on bigger projects, I would suggest following me on Twitter and or joining my Discord if you want to keep up with my updates. I'm pretty active on both, and they're both great places to ask questions or just keep up with the progress on these videos. So there we go. I hope things work out, and thanks for watching.